Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third session of Learn with Gupshup. Thank you for taking the time and joining us. My name is Ayushi, and I'll be the moderator for this session. Today, we'll be talking about conversational finance journeys. And before we start, let me introduce to our speakers. So we have with us Ravi Shankar, who leads the BFSI vertical at Gupshup. He is a seasoned banking executive, have worked with Yes Bank and ABN Ambro Bank, and led technology innovations at different verticals. Also, we have with us Priya Ranjan Mohante, who is the product marketing manager at Gupshup and is responsible for BFSI vertical as well as conversational AI. Now, before we begin, I would like to cover a few housekeeping items. This webinar is being recorded. We'll be able to share a link with you after the event is complete. We welcome you to revisit the content and share it with your colleagues. Our experts will present for first 30 minutes, and post that we will have 50 minutes of question and answer. We also invite your comment and questions. Please look at the Q&A chat box on your screen. If you think of a question for the speaker at any point, just type in there and we'll hold it for the Q&A portion at the end of the webinar. Now, briefing you a bit of the agenda of this session, the first part of the webinar will focus on the best practices followed in the banking and finance industry, mainly in the context of chatbots and conversational AI. We will see how some of the leading banks have deployed these best practices. Then, in the second half, Ravi Shankar will show us 5 conversational journeys that can take the customer experience to the next level in banking and finance industry. During the presentation, you can ask questions by dropping them in the Q&A box, and one of our experts will answer them for you. And of course, the last 50 minutes will be dedicated to Q&A. Now, I would request Priya to take control of the proceedings.
Thank you, Ayushi, for setting the context. Well, hello everyone. I hope all of you are excited to see some really interesting conversational journeys. As Ayushi mentioned, we will start by looking at some of the conversational finance best practices with the help of live examples. Now, before I start with my presentation, I have a small poll question for you all. Ayushi, can you please run the poll?
Sure.
Everyone, you will see a poll window on your screen. Please select your response for this question. At which stage of the customer journey can chatbots make a big difference? And the options are pre-login, marketing, transactions, and service requests.
We'll wait for a couple of seconds, Priya, because people are
Yeah.
answering them.
Right. I think we have received almost all the responses, and almost 53% people said that service request is the biggest category of customer journey where chatbots can make a difference. And to some extent, it is true. A lot of customer queries come in through for service requests, mainly on channels like IVR lines, and banks spend a lot of money in maintaining these contact centers, and fairly understandable. But in my opinion, all the stages of customer journey are equally critical, and chatbots can make a big difference at all the stages mentioned in the poll, be it pre-login, marketing, transactions, or support. However, most of the banks and financial institutions have ignored the pre-login stage of the journey, and uh, the first slide of our webinar will focus on that. Um, Aishi, can you, yeah. So what do I mean by pre-login? Customers today have become quite comfortable around digital touch points like website, mobile app, and social media. And now when customers Now, when a customer has a query or is looking for a product, they simply go to a website or a mobile app of their bank. Most of the banks have internet banking and mobile banking, where the first step is to log in, and after logging in, they're able to access all the services like balance check, fund transfer, or block credit card. And chatbot is a tool which is usually embedded at the post login stage, but incorporating chatbot only in post login stage is a missed opportunity. And why is that? For starter, post login bots are for existing customers only. Today, many of the businesses are using chatbots as a tool for customer acquisition. You can help with their queries, provide consultation, and collect their contact details by taking them through a conversational journey. Last quarter we did a survey on our customers and found that on an average, customer acquisition costs reduced by 19% by introducing chatbots to the demand generation process. A lot of people come to a bank's or insurance provider's website to know the interest rate or documents needed for a car loan or to calculate their insurance premium. With an AI enabled bot, getting answers to such queries become easy, quick, and efficient, saving time for customers as navigating through the website or looking for information can be cumbersome and if inefficient. If your bank offers omni-channel interaction facility and you are communicating to customers on Messenger, Instagram, WhatsApp, or SMS, it makes sense to provide responses to generic queries like interest rate without having them to log in. And then there are situations where speed of issue resolution is critical, like when a customer needs to block their credit card, and asking them to log in at the moment of urgency might not be the best thing to do. Hence, implementing chatbots at the pre-login stage is a great way to engage with the new users and also provide convenience to existing customers. Now, let's look at a bank which has pioneered the art of conversational experience at pre-login stage. We have captured the HSBC bank's website bot and we will play with their bot to understand what they have to offer. To initiate the chat, I will type hi. So the bot is asking for consent before a user starts interacting with the bot. And I will click on agree. And once you give your consent, the bot is asking if you're an existing customer so that it can tailor the journey ahead. I said, no, I'm not a customer. The bot says that the platform is unauthenticated and can only answer generic queries, which is fine. So essentially, the bot will now act as a virtual assistant, which means it will tell you what is the interest rate, but it cannot make a transaction on behalf of you. I want to know the interest rate on home loans. I selected domestic. So the bot is giving me instructions on how to find interest rate and giving me details of the right point of contact. I know HSBC is also offering live chat feature in pre-login stage, and let us explore this live chat feature. Here I will select credit card because I know all credit card queries are handled by live chat agents. Now the bot is connecting me with a live agent, a real person. I started interacting with Sai, who is the live agent at the other end. I typed in my query. I want a credit limit of 100,000. I want to know what are the options available. Now, one thing I must mention, offering live chat feature at pre-login stage is a great way to demonstrate to customers that you care about them. It creates an instant bond with the customer as there is a human touch. I really like the HSBC Bank's chatbot on their website, and they have incorporated a really nice chat experience. Awesome. So that was HSBC Bank's pre-login chatbot for you. You know, there is a bank in UK called Moniz, which supports 12 languages on app, email, and in-app customer support. There are many advantages to banking in your own language. A lot of people find themselves traveling between cities and states for work, travel, study, or retirement. They want banking to be familiar. Banking in the language you feel most comfortable with is helpful in emergencies. If you have got to speak to your bank urgently because you have lost a credit card, or you noticed something unusual in your bank account, you want to do this in your native language. Vernacular bots result in more interactions per customer than the typical single language bots. This creates a strong bond between the bank and its customers. Vernacular bots also promote self-service aspect of the bank, be it on kiosks or mobile apps. Now, let us look at a live chatbot that can converse in two languages, Hindi and English. For this, we captured HDFC Bank's website bot and we interacted with the bot in Hindi language to understand how it works. Now, as you can see on the screen, we are interacting with the bot in Hindi and we will get responses as per the queries we type in. I asked a query on what is personal loan. And after I entered the query, the bot started briefing me a bit about what personal loan is. Then I entered another query around tenure of personal loan. And the bot responded by saying that it can range between 12 to 60 months. And then I wanted to know how the interest rate is calculated for personal loans. So I entered that query. And the bot gave me different factors used in computing interest rate, like CIBIL score and the loan amount. And then I asked, what is the interest rate now? And then the bot redirected me to an interest rate calculator that goes outside the chatbot. Awesome. So that was HDFC Bank's vernacular bot for you. The next I want to cover is the role of voice assistants and virtual assistant in banking context. Voice, as you may already know, is a super critical channel of communication in banking industry. Every major bank spends a sizable portion of operating cost in maintaining contact centers to handle inbound calls. Adding AI and chatbot capabilities to these voice queries not only saves cost but reduces wait time for customers. Similarly, virtual assistants can eliminate the need to talk to an account manager, saving both customers' time and load on relationship managers. So, why should you use voice? Well, voice works on the go. Whether you are driving or having lunch, you can simply tell your voice assistant what to do. Customers can make payment, transfer fund, and can place order using voice bots. Similarly, customers who are not comfortable with mobile apps or internet banking, they can simply ask the virtual assistant what to do, and the bot will do the tasks for them. With time and a customer's history, virtual assistants understand their behavior and transaction patterns and start personalizing experiences. For example, if a customer makes OTT payment on 28th of every month, the assistant will remind them about the payment on 29th. Or even better, the assistant can make the payment automatically by getting consent from the user. Another example is if a customer has a history of investing in tech companies, when the next IPO or tech unicorn is announced, the virtual assistant will notify the customer about it so that the user can take timely actions. While many banks are still debating whether to invest in virtual assistants, many major banks have already done a great job in deploying AI capabilities to their chatbots. One such bank is Kotak Mahindra Bank, which has a bot named Kea, which solves 91% of client queries without agent intervention. Let's play with the Kea bot.
Hi, I want to apply for a car loan. Do I need to provide any income documents for the car loan? How much car loan amount can I get? What medium to use to repay the car loan? Can I repay the car loan partially? What is the penalty for delay in repayment of car loan? Awesome, this has been helpful.
Codex Kea is a brilliant example of virtual assistant in banking. Kea offers 93% AI accuracy, which means of all the questions asked to Kea, the bot is able to give correct answer in 93% of the cases. And this accuracy increases with more data and interactions. On this note, I would like to conclude the first part of the webinar where we saw some of the best practices by leading banks. Now let us explore 5 interesting conversational journeys which can take the finance experience to a whole new level. For the next part of the presentation, I would like to invite Ravi Shankar to take it ahead. We have another poll question for you all. Aishi, can you please run the poll, and Ravi Shankar, over to you.
Thank you, Priya. We'll wait for the poll first. There it is. Fairly interesting questions. Do we have the responses? Well, you're on mute there. Wow, interesting.
Ravi Shankar, you want me to read out the results?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, I think everybody, almost 78% people said all of the above options, and almost 17% people said payment within the WhatsApp flow is a banking action that is possible within WhatsApp.
Interesting. Thank you. Thank you, respondents. It's fabulous to see this. Very knowledgeable audience already. Shall we go to the next section? Thank you, Aisha. All right. So I know when we continue from the first section poll and we saw the responses in the first section poll, we said, hey, we think service is key. And if you really look back at the second response, most people are really understanding how customers prefer to interact. It's very simple that customers really want to execute whatever they want to do with the bank here and now, right? They want it fast. And for 600 million Indians, WhatsApp is pretty much the single screen that they see most of the time. So if you are a phone user on Android or iOS and you go back and say, where do I consume most of my time? And you look at how you use your screen time, my guess is WhatsApp would be pretty much between 40 and 50%. So if you're a banker and you're really looking to solve the problem for your customer and you really don't want to keep them hanging on the phone, especially when I've lost my credit card, right? What do I do? I mean, come to the call center, I call the call center and I say, okay, I want to go to speak to the agent because I lost my credit card number. And the first thing they'll ask me is, hey, what's your credit card number? Well, I've lost my credit card number. How do I remember it? Right. So how do I quickly get to the customer and solve the problem, right? So if you can get customers registering on WhatsApp banking, you can actually block the card end to end, right? So these are some of the technologies which allow you to really delight your customer in a few seconds. And these are moments of emergency. Just imagine you're traveling overseas and you really expect your customer to call you from somewhere where there's either network or no network, or he's paying international service charges and hopefully get service, right? You want to be available to your customer right there. It's fastest and easiest. So technology allows you today to actually go and block a card or reissue card or top up a card limit. What do we have to do in WhatsApp, right? So all of that is possible securely and with least discomfort to your customers. So it is not complex. It is about understanding how things can get done, but the world has already reached here. Let's go on, actually. Let's see the second example. Again, it's fascinating how today customers have very little patience. So if we all understand that, when we are booking an Uber or when we are booking an Ola, if the cab is going to take more than 2 minutes, we cancel the ride and take the next ride, right? It happens for everything. So if you are going to offer a loan to your customer, remember, there are 10 other institutions which are looking to offer a loan at the same time. So you have to make sure that when the customer is ready, you got to be able to deliver to him a real experience of approving it as fast as possible. So can you be faster than your nearest competitor? And how do you get there, right? So one of the ways to do that is to be able to offer a full-fledged journey of loan application with KYC, with getting to hit the credit bureau, with getting to look into your database, to making sure that the offer is appropriate, maximum to what the customer can get. So all of this is possible also within WhatsApp. So what we're saying is today, while WhatsApp is becoming a mainline kind of super app, it also enables your institution to take advantage of this as a channel and to securely and timely reach a customer. Now you may say that, I can send a message to my customer at 6 a.m. in the morning and not get a response. It's because probably he doesn't want to start his day at 6 a.m. to do something. But the moment you get the customer is looking to buy something, he will remember you in the mailbox of his WhatsApp, and he will start a journey there, right there with you, and complete it. So it's exciting to see how you can start a journey which is pre-purchase, where a customer is not even sure he's going to do something. Along the side, he suddenly finds a need. So you're helping him complete that process, and you're also helping him execute the entire process of application within WhatsApp. So you can do end-to-end from pre-purchase to post-purchase, the entire journey for the same need in just a very few minutes of interaction. Right? Let's go to the next one. It's getting very interesting. All right. We've all seen how UPI has taken over what we do, and all our payments are becoming much easier and ubiquitous. Now, but as a bank, you really want to continue with the same, ability to make the experience of payments, receiving of payments going very easily. Now, sometimes your customers do forget to make EMI payments, or they forget to make payments for certain services, or they want to make a payment right now. You could just send them a payment link, as simple as that, within the WhatsApp and collect the payments, right? So, and you can collect that from any payment gateway, anything that's comfortable with the customer, giving them the choice to execute that entire interaction. So it's quite easy to do, and all of this is possible today in a very seamless and secure manner, right? And you can add your layers of security on top of what you usually do if you wish to. We go to the next one, Aish. All right, and that brings the most exciting thing that's possible today, KYC, And we have both KYC and we have repeat KYC and re-KYC and all kinds of KYC today. And just imagine you have 10, 20, 30, 40 million customers in your bank. How are you going to reach out to all these customers in the most economical way? How are you going to make sure that they are comfortable, they're available for you when you want to do the KYC process? KYC process cannot be a very cumbersome process. It has to be something very seamless. So today, within WhatsApp as a channel, we allow you a structure where you can actually complete the KYC customer end-to-end by capturing PAN details and other key details of the customer as a flow. And you can actually take that back into production. And we can work with your set of KYC providers, or we have empaneled whole set of players on the platform today. And this is something which is going to become very normal for all of us as we go to a system where every year we will have to do the KYC. This is a mass use case. Just imagine if the amount of paper that you send to your customers, asking them repeatedly to do KYC, or the amount of calls you're calling the customers for KYC. All of that cost can disappear if you just allow the customers to come on WhatsApp and get going for a KYC process. Right. Let's move on, Ash. And this is the last piece of what I want to talk about, which is very important. A large part of Indians have started investing today. They make small investments in both, systematic investment planning. They make investments in equities directly, and they're making investment in debt products as well. Now, to make that seamless, a lot of them find interfaces very cumbersome. So one of the simplest ways to make sure that people who are new to investing have an interface which is simple to them, at the same time can speak in a natural language. Say, hey, can you advise me of the best performing systematic plans that you have? And if I just type that and get a response back to it, and with a suggestion to say, hey, if you would like to get started, here are 1 or 2, 3 recommendations from our side. Would you like to click through? All of this is possible and very easy to do and very customer friendly. And now imagine if this could be in a local language, a language which your customers like to speak to. It'll be much easier to bring in a large population of Indians to investing as a channel. Right? So That brings us to the examples that we wanted to talk about, something very fascinating. I'll hand it over in a moment to Ayushi. Just to summarize what we spoke about, we have multiple points of entry in a journey for the customer. You could choose to come in from any WhatsApp or social media handles. You could choose to click an ad and generate interest from there on and take the conversation from there. You could make that within your own apps as well. Or you could just have a QR code. It is very interesting. We haven't seen too many banks do this, but just imagine you have a QR code on every ATM. You have a QR code on every branch door. You could have a QR code for every teller. You can actually go and scan, ask your customer to scan that, bring that into WhatsApp, and start a conversation on your customer service journey and your customer feedback on NPS. Just imagine somebody is just clicking on a QR code at the ATM and scanning that and saying, okay, this ATM is dirty or this ATM is out of cash. And you get that response back very fast to the nearest cash distribution point for that ATM. How fast your service can improve. The ability to control and control the entire process and contact various parts of all participants in your banking journey to make service delightful is a beautiful opportunity that is possible today in conversational finance or banking. Right. There you go. To summarize, we work with a large number of financial institutions. This is a sample of what we do. As you can see, a lot of them are reputed across geographies. Each of them has their own data standards, their own security standards, and we comply and we make sure all of that works so that their customers are happy. And then at the same time, the regulators are happy and also the financial institutions are happy, right? So no two banks look alike. That's the beauty of the whole thing. No two banks start with the same problem statement. No two journeys look very similar. The outcomes, however, are truly beautiful for all of them. They've been fabulous ROIs in our journeys, and we'd love to chat more to understand how we can maximize some of those opportunities for you as well. Thank you. Want to leave the floor open, Priya?
Yeah. So, Ravi Shankar, one of the common queries that we received in our Q&A box was, is full KYC possible within chat, and that too within a WhatsApp interface?
Yes, we're doing quite a bit of the KYC journey completely end to end. What we can't do is the video one, but yeah, the rest can be done.
Mohan Kuti is asking, for a user's application flow, how can we do form fills for capturing details like addresses on a standard structure format? For example, capturing address on lines of form structure of Aadhaar or passport.
One way is to capture it the way you traditionally do, ask him to punch the details in, take him in and out of the WhatsApp. But the other way is to just ask him to scan the Aadhaar. I mean, we can do the OCR retrieval from there on, pick up the details and make the right API calls to fill in the gaps of the address, right? And then fill in and then type in what is missing as a balance. So ideally, we would say we would prefer the image capture route. It makes it far more interesting and easier for the customer. Doesn't have to tap onto anything more and write much.
Namita is asking, how will we verify with central database in full KYC on WhatsApp itself?
Yeah, so what we do is we work with KYC service providers to complete the journeys there. And so, maybe we should do one session just on that one. It'll be fascinating to see how we can fulfill some of those journeys. But yeah, do leave us your details, Namita. We would certainly like to walk you through how these journeys are fulfilled. How can we help you in the journey and see if that meets your requirements,
Awesome. Some of the queries we received offline. Can I read out to you?
Please go ahead.
Yeah. So one of the queries we received was, what are the top channels for deploying bots in BFSI? Would you like to comment on that?
Well, I think firstly is to understand your customers. You know, what are your customers seeking to do? That's most important. Don't do everything in every channel. That's the first thing I would always say. You can go across all channels. I mean, you can go IVR, you can go Web SDK, you can go your in-app, you can go WhatsApp. But the most uh, smart way would be to try and see what you can do in easy engagement channels like WhatsApp, for example. You start with the pre-purchase journeys. We would say, get your customers comfortable that they can get all the information that they want, right? And they can get it fast. Now, there are two kinds of information customers seek. What is about the products and services of the institution, and about a problem that they have. Now, you can solve both of that without doing much login and getting into stuff, just by making sure it's available on FAQs. Some of the institutions we work with, we answer somewhere between 20 and 30,000 questions, right? So that's a pretty large range of what you can answer. Now, just imagine it basically replacing a large number of your contact center agents at one go, because nobody remembers answers to 20,000 questions. So, it's much easier to train the AI to put it available on the WhatsApp side or on the website. When you're really coming into the transaction side of piece of things, which is in-app and stuff like that, we would say, firstly, start with the help items of how to use, where to use, and the journeys, right? And secondly, make some of the things very fast, which means that, if I want to transfer, can I just say, can you pay Priya 50 rupees? And that should be it. I mean, it should just go as a single language typed in, not multiple steps, no select pay, nothing, right? It can just straight away like that. Can you pay Priya 50 rupees? And it should just take my second factor authentication and be done. So a lot of those things can be done as well. So you have to choose what you want to do in each channel, but make a conscious choice of what you're trying to do with each, and have a view as to what ROI you want to generate. Right? That's most important.
Speaking of AI, one of the common queries that we had received in one of our last webinars was, what is AI accuracy in the BFSI bots, and what is the accuracy rate right now for the different bots we have deployed?
Yeah, so I think we've seen an evolution. Started with about 7 years ago. So AI itself was coming in at about 50-60% of accuracy, which I thought was pretty good, because you don't get all the answers in the call center in the first go anyway. They always go back here and there, okay, let me check up this knowledge. But today AI has got so smart that between 90 to 95% accuracy is pretty standard for most of it. And that's because the content, the data that is underlying a lot of what financial institutions have understood, they provide a lot more data. And that's why I said, 10, 20,000 questions answering capability is coming from the questions customers are asking, and they're constantly feeding. So this process is iterative, it's continuous, and we've seen, significant traffic for very boring questions or repetitive questions being handled by AI, freeing up the call center agents or the branch people to address, upsell to, and also the complex service challenges that may come up.
Another question came in for credit card block or account balance checks. How does the chatbot fetch data from banking system and the CRM?
Right. Yeah, so as a platform, Gupshup has a very intelligent AI platform. We've not discussed the platform stack today, but what we've done is that we've got this APIs in our platform, and we've trained the data. So when you say, can you block my card? What basically the AI is giving an instruction to an API within our platform to call the credit card API on the other side for block card. And then they both meet and it passes the information. So it asks you the question to say, hey, what is your card number? Or, link to your mobile number, we know what your card number is. So we say, okay, is this your card number? Can we go ahead and block it right away? And we just do it. So we're able to parse information, which is what you're speaking, which is natural language processing. We take that information, we call the APIs of the banking or the credit card system side, and that in a very secure manner. And then we are able to execute the transaction, very much like how your mobile banking software or your online banking software would do.
Got it. Another question came in. What is the revenue impact or ROI impact of chatbot in banking industry? And this is one of the common queries from business stakeholders who are evaluating chatbots.
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. It differs from bank to bank and the purposes of which. I know in financial institutions who have just done one thing and then they continue to do that one thing better and better and better because it is giving them so much value. And there are other institutions whose focus is only acquisitions, and they're moving their marketing dollars from advertising to saying, listen, I want to run all my campaigns within WhatsApp, and I want to see how I can extract maximum value from my own database. And, just to give you an idea, typical open rates on email campaigns, website, and all under 1% return. And the kind of campaigns that happen on this WhatsApp channel for some of the banks, we've seen returns, their open rates are well over 90%. The returns are within what they want to achieve. It's 10x in the first 24 hours. So we're really talking of a different scale and significant experience. So I would say for your marketing dollars, your pre-purchase journeys are something that you should focus on. We give people a lot of expertise. We can talk to you about it. And we can show you how it can be done in different ways. But those ROIs are spectacular, and they differ from season to season. And if you are a consumer, you would just be seeing your inbox right now on your WhatsApp, and you would be seeing hundreds of offers coming in from various players. And there's a reason for it, because they know you open it, and most probably you'll click through and you'll complete it. So if you're a bank, it's a no-brainer. You should be looking at pre-purchase journeys here, and that's where it goes. But if you're really looking to improve what I would say customer service and make it most great moments of service, then look at the biggest pain points of your customers and make those processes straight through. For example, block my card. Okay, what's my balance? Is not a big case study because you send anyway text message every morning and people know what their balance is. And balance is not something they need the balance when they're going to do something with it. All right. So that's not a big case study. But yeah, block my card. How many reward points do I have? Because he's asking the question because he wants to act on it at that point in time. All right. If he wants to move money to somebody, I want to pay Priya $50. That's a great case study, right? So choose wisely, and you will get great ROI. Don't do what is there in your app. Don't copy your mobile banking app or web, online banking. Say, I want to put everything in WhatsApp. It's not on the fly. It doesn't make sense.
In the interest of time, I will just ask one more question, Ravi Shankar. QBM is a recent feature of WhatsApp, and a lot of businesses are trying to adopt QBM, which basically means quality-based messaging. Can you tell us how can the banks leverage the QBM feature by WhatsApp, and especially in the context of festive season like now in India and US? The Diwali is coming and the New Year is coming, Thanksgiving is coming. How can banks leverage QBM feature in the?
No, it's magnificent, right? WhatsApp is universally used by all Indians, and anybody who's got a smartphone has WhatsApp in it. And when you look at QBM as an institution, you should start looking at it as a channel which is pretty much controlled for its quality of data that's going to reach, which customers you're going to reach, and do the customers really want you to be sending them messages or not? So you're pre-qualifying your entire database where you're trying to read. The first message you can always send, but send that as an opt-in. If customers opt in, they do so because it's where they want to see it. And we've already seen, 80-90% of customers opting in straight away because they find it so valuable to get that information. Once you have that opt-in done, then you're already set for a very smart marketing pitch to your customer. Now, don't go and send them 10 messages in a day. I would say choose your sequencing wisely, segment your customer base. But when you do quality-based messaging, what you get is the ability to send rich text, images, videos, all of which help a customer buy a product or improve the service journey for the customer. And you can build dialogues with the customer. It's two-way process. Unlike just an SMS, which is just one way and you don't even know whether he's opened it or not. Here you get feedback, you know what's happening. You can take him through a journey. You can help him or her complete the journey. So QBM provides probably the most effective marketing tool that's available to bankers today. You will get maximum dollar value for that channel. Right? It beats anything that you do on print ad or television ads by a mile. It also is very targeted. So you can choose to be opportunistic at a time of day, for a season, for a festival incident, or for a limited period offer where you want to activate a particular program or increase probably somebody's card spends. So you can be as tactical as you want, and it's done in an instant. Vis-a-vis a print ad where you send out a print and it's done. You really don't know what's happened with it. So we've seen a significant shift in dollars of marketing dollars moving to QPM from other pieces of opportunities.
Thanks, Ravi Shankar, for answering all these queries and being patient with us.
Thank you.
On this note, we will conclude the session, and thanks everyone for joining.